There's a moment every winter when the cold stops being a background detail and starts becoming a decision. It's the morning your car doesn't start, even though you swear it was fine yesterday. It's the night you check the weather one last time before deciding whether leaving the house is actually worth it. For some people, winter is a season. For others, it's a way of life. Across the United States, there are places where cold doesn't just show up for a few weeks. It settles in, it changes routines, it reshapes how people think, move, and live. These are not the states with pretty snowfall photos, not the ones where winter feels cozy and temporary. These are places where winter is long, serious, and unavoidable. Where temperatures drop low enough to affect daily choices. Where wind and ice influence everything from housing design to social habits. Where people don't ask if it's cold, but how cold today will be. And yet, millions of Americans still choose to live there. Not because it's easy, but because these places offer something else. Community, resilience, a slower, more intentional way of life. So today, we're counting down the 10 coldest states in America. Not just looking at numbers on a thermometer, but at what winter actually feels like when it becomes part of everyday life. And by the end of this video, you might find yourself asking a different question. It's not why would anyone live there, but could I? Let's begin. Number 10, South Dakota. Winter in South Dakota doesn't rush in, it waits. Then one morning you realize it never really left. This is a state where cold arrives quietly and stays longer than expected. Temperatures drop steadily, often settling below freezing from November through March. In January, average lows range from -2 degrees F to 12 degrees F. What defines South Dakota winter isn't just temperature, it's the wind. Wide-open plains allow Arctic air to move freely, turning ordinary cold into sharp wind chill. On certain days, the wind makes a short walk feel much longer. Snow doesn't always pile up dramatically. Instead, it drifts across roads, reducing visibility and slowing everything down. Daily life adjusts without much complaint. People plan errands carefully. Cars are plugged in overnight, and winter tires aren't optional. Heating costs rise, but homes are built with this season in mind. Furnaces work hard. Basements become the warmest rooms in the house. South Dakota's record low temperature reached degrees F, recorded in McIntosh County. It's a reminder that extreme cold isn't theoretical here. It has happened, and it can happen again. Compared to its northern neighbor, North Dakota, winters here are slightly milder, but they are still demanding, especially for those unfamiliar with open-land winters. South Dakota doesn't overwhelm, it slowly teaches respect for cold, and for many residents that balance feels manageable. Number 9, Vermont. Vermont looks peaceful in winter photographs. Snow-covered towns, quiet roads winding through mountains. Living through a Vermont winter tells a deeper story. Cold arrives early, often by late October, and it lingers well into April. Average winter temperatures hover around 20 degrees F, with nighttime lows frequently near 5 degrees F. But numbers alone don't explain the experience. Moist air makes the cold feel heavier and harder to escape. Snowfall is consistent rather than dramatic. It accumulates slowly week after week. By midwinter, snowbanks feel permanent. Daily routines adapt naturally. Roofs are cleared regularly. Driveways are measured in time, not distance. Heating costs are a real consideration. Many homes rely on oil or propane. Winter budgets are planned months in advance. Vermont's record low reached degrees F, recorded in Bloomfield. Events like this are rare, but they shape how communities prepare. Transportation slows but rarely stops. Life continues with patience rather than urgency. Schedules adjust to daylight and road conditions. Compared to Maine, Vermont winters feel quieter and more contained. Less coastal wind, more stillness. People who stay often value that rhythm. Winter becomes part of identity rather than an obstacle. A season to endure, not escape. Number 8, Wyoming. Winter in Wyoming feels wide, not crowded, not busy. Cold here moves across open land with nothing to slow it down. Average winter temperatures range from 0 degrees F to 15 degrees F. Wind often pushes the real feeling much lower. Elevation changes everything. Many towns sit well above sea level. That height pulls temperatures down, especially at night. Snow doesn't fall evenly, it drifts. One stretch of road can be clear while the next disappears completely. Travel becomes a calculation, gas tanks stay full. Emergency kits are part of daily life, not a suggestion. Wyoming's record low reached degrees F measured near Riverside. That number still shapes how people think about winter here. Preparedness is a mindset. Communities are small and spread out. Help is not always close. People learn to rely on themselves first. Compared to states with dense cities, winter here feels quieter. More space, more responsibility. Wyoming winter doesn't rush anyone, it sets the pace, and life adjusts around that reality. Number 7. Michigan. Michigan winter arrives from two directions, from the sky and from the water. The Great Lakes shape everything. Cold air moving across open water creates lake-effect snow. Some areas receive over 100 inches of snow in a single season. Temperatures in winter often sit between 10 degrees F and 25 degrees F. Not extreme every day, but persistent. Snowfall can change dramatically within miles. One town clears roads easily, another spends hours digging out. Driving becomes the daily challenge. Black ice forms quickly, visibility can vanish without warning. Heating costs remain steady but unavoidable. Homes are insulated for long winters. Furnaces work consistently, not occasionally. Michigan's record low reached -51 degrees F in Vanderbilt. Rare but remembered, it's part of the state's weather history. Compared to Wisconsin, Michigan winters feel wetter, heavier snow, more cleanup. Life continues through routine and habit. Winter isn't a pause here, it's simply part of the calendar. Number 6. Wisconsin. Wisconsin winter feels familiar to the people who live there. It doesn't surprise, it stays. Cold settles in early and holds steady. Average winter temperatures range from 12 degrees F to 22 degrees F. Below freezing days stack up quickly. Snowfall is consistent rather than dramatic. Snowbanks grow slowly. They don't leave until spring decides to show up. The real challenge is duration. Winter stretches for months. Energy and patience matter more than strength. Driving becomes routine rather than stressful. People slow down, preparation replaces urgency. Heating costs are predictable but significant. Homes are built to retain warmth. Basements become gathering spaces. Wisconsin's record low hit -55 degrees F in Sawyer County. It's an extreme marker, one that reinforces respect for the season. Residents don't fight winter, they work around it, and over time that rhythm feels normal. Number 5. Montana. Winter in Montana is defined by distance, not just how far places are, but how far help can feel. Cold settles across wide landscapes and stays for months. Average winter temperatures often range from 5 degrees F to 20 degrees F. Nights regularly fall much lower. Towns are small and spaced apart. A short drive in summer becomes a careful plan in winter. Time, fuel, and daylight all matter. Snow covers roads without warning. Closures are common. Detours can mean hours, not minutes. Homes are built for long seasons indoors. Heating systems work constantly. Firewood is still part of daily life in many areas. Montana's record low reached -70 degrees F at Rogers Pass. It's one of the coldest readings ever recorded in the continental United States, a reminder of what this environment can deliver. People adapt by slowing down, winter becomes a teacher, and patience becomes a skill. Number 4. Maine. Maine winter feels heavier, not because of depth, but because of moisture. Cold air mixes with coastal conditions. Average winter temperatures sit near 15 degrees F to 25 degrees F. Humidity makes every degree feel colder. Snow arrives steadily. Storms stack on top of one another, clearing never really feels finished. Coastal winds add another layer. They cut through clothing and buildings alike. Shelter matters more than speed. Heating costs rise quickly. Many homes rely on oil or propane. Winter budgeting becomes routine. Maine's record low reached degrees F near Big Black River. That extreme came during an Arctic outbreak. Events like this shape preparation across the state. Life continues, but at a quieter pace. People stay close to home. Winter becomes something to move through carefully. Number 3. Minnesota. Minnesota winter is built on consistency. Cold doesn't come and go, it stays. Average winter temperatures range from -4 degrees F to 5 degrees F. Below 0 days are expected, not newsworthy. The cold affects everything mechanical, cars struggle, batteries fail faster. Daily life adjusts without drama, people dress for function, schedules adapt early. Infrastructure is designed for extremes, road crews move quickly, public systems stay operational. Winter here isn't an interruption, it's an expectation, and people plan their lives around it. Number 2 is North Dakota. Winter in North Dakota feels exposed. There is very little between you and the cold, no hills to soften it. The land is flat and open, Arctic air moves freely across the plains. Wind becomes the defining factor. Average winter temperatures range from 2 degrees F to 7 degrees F. Wind chill regularly pushes conditions far below that. Some days, the numbers stop feeling real. Snowfall is not always heavy, but visibility can disappear in minutes. Whiteout conditions are a common threat. Daily routines require planning. Cars are often plugged in overnight. Leaving the house without preparation is a risk. Heating systems run constantly. Energy bills rise, but reliability matters more than cost. Homes are designed to stay sealed and efficient. North Dakota's record low reached degrees F set in Parshall. That same winter also produced extreme wind chills. Cold here arrives with force and persistence. People adapt by simplifying life. Winter sets the terms, and residents learn to respect them. Number 1, Alaska. Alaska winter is not just a season, it is an environment, one that shapes everything. Cold defines daily life across much of the state. Average winter temperatures sit near 7 degrees F statewide. In many regions, they drop far lower. Darkness becomes part of the routine. Some communities experience weeks without full daylight. Time feels different. Distance matters more here. Supplies are planned well ahead, mistakes are costly. Homes are built with survival in mind. Insulation is extreme, heating systems are essential, not optional. Transportation slows dramatically. Ice affects roads, air travel, and water access. Schedules bend to conditions. Alaska's record low reached -80 degrees F at Prospect Creek Camp. It remains the coldest temperature ever recorded in the United States, a historic marker of extremes. Compared to the lower 48 states, Alaska operates by different rules. Cold influences architecture, habits, and expectations. Adaptation is constant. People who stay do so deliberately, not for comfort, but for a life shaped by resilience. Winter here doesn't need to prove itself, it simply exists, and everything else adjusts around it. After seeing all 10 states, one thing stands out. Cold is never just about numbers on a map. It shapes routines, it changes priorities, and it asks people to slow down and plan ahead. Some see that as a burden, others see it as clarity. There's no perfect place to live, only the place that matches who you are. If this video gave you a new perspective, share your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoy stories about real life and real places, don't forget to subscribe. See you next time.